All right, everybody, today we're going to be talking about checklists, this topic that we all deal with on a daily basis as restaurant owners. I get to answer Hajira Bagum's question today. She is saying that I'm struggling to have my team clean, made a task list, hung it up on the wall, had everyone go through it, everybody understand it, but seems to get no results. Trying to enforce, but only works for a few days, and things get back to where it was. The problem is not the checklist. Sometimes we think it's the checklist, what it covers, what it doesn't cover, and we get through this loop of thinking we need to add more to it, less to it. The problem isn't the checklist. The problem is the management of the checklist. Here's one line that I tell our team all the time, and that is, especially our management team, what you inspect, you expect. So if you stop inspecting, you're telling your team that you have stopped expecting that thing. As managers, our job is to constantly inspect to reinforce what's expected. So the question here is, if you're seeing that your team has stopped doing what you expected, you thought it was just going to go, you're going to tell them once or 3 times or 10 or a million. And if you stop inspecting, that they would keep going. I'm telling you that has never worked for us in our 11 years in the restaurant journey, 7 restaurants. I have not seen that. So also think about empowering yourself and what can you control. Always focus on controlling the controllable. You can never control your team. We can't control what other people do. What we can control is what we do. And that's really empowering to think. So when it comes to approaching this issue of checklist, instead of thinking about what do I get other people to do, I need to be thinking about what do I need to do differently as a leader, as a manager on the ground to get the team to consistently follow the checklist and clean the store. And for that, I have 3 quick tips for you that I think they're very practical. The first thing is to realize the purpose of the checklist is not what you think. The purpose of a cleaning checklist is first to establish a habit, not to result in a clean restaurant. So if I have a checklist for cleaning the restrooms every single night, you have to start small. Keep 5 things on a checklist. So they can establish a habit of following the checklist, doing those 5 things, and you as the manager establishing a habit of inspecting those 5 things. Once you get into that habit, you will add to it. But if it's not a habit at this time for you to inspect as a manager or for your team, start small and simple. Trim, because people get very easily overwhelmed if you have too many things on that list. And the analogy that you need to be thinking about is just like going to the gym. Get in the habit of going to the gym. That's the outcome. That's the purpose of establishing a habit of going to the gym. You could go there for 5 minutes, right? Because once you establish that habit of going for 5 minutes, figuratively for this example, then you can add to it. So that's why sometimes we fail with checklists, is because we confuse ourselves. We thought a checklist purpose is to clean the store. It's not. It's to condition the team. That's what we do as managers. We're constantly conditioning our team consciously or subconsciously. So start small, then later add to it. The second tip I have for you is think about your checklists, and it may be disjointed, some here, some there, some are on the wall, some are in a binder. I don't know where you have your checklist currently. If they're a little bit all over the place, you need one master checklist that is your management checklist per se for a manager to follow, to inspect every single checklist. Walk through in the afternoon at 3 p.m. for this, or maybe the closing, it's a walkthrough to inspect the restrooms to make sure they're clean. That will help your manager to have their own checklist, right? We have team members who have checklists to follow. Think about how you're going to create a master checklist that is for your managers that refers to those other checklists, that this manager has it on a clipboard that walks through and checks their work. Again, you're conditioning the manager. The issue here is not the team. It's the leader, is the manager conditioning themselves and establishing those habits. The third tip I have for you is that you need to be the energy and the fuel. You know, if you're the owner, if you're the founder, and if you're the restaurant manager, this seems to be like you have this giant train. You are the locomotive's engine. You're the fuel in there, and you need to constantly remember that your engine in the back that pushes the team forward. And you need to watch your language as a leader. If you come across frustrated or you're struggling And that's the kind of a language with the team. They feel like you don't believe in them. And I get the struggle. Remember to always build excitement. Always, when you bring something new, it's a new checklist, it's a new thing you want people to do. Communicate why that is. I'm excited for us to be able to follow this checklist so we can get you all out of the restaurant as quickly as we can at closing. I know it's just so much work. We want to make sure that the morning crew is following their checklist, so they're getting dishes done morning to evening shift, so we can all work together as a team and whatever thing it is. You need to be the one who has that style of language as a leader so other people will follow. Never say, well, y'all never do this, you never do that. Always have this language of moving forward. Hey guys, moving forward, let's do this. Let's do that. Thank you all for following the checklist. I know we had a busy day. You all followed the prep chart checklist and finished it, right? That's the kind of a language. Excited, you are the energy. You still need to inspect everything on a daily basis, especially if you're the manager. That's your title as a manager. And I tell that to our managers when they complain about the team. There'd be no need for a manager at a restaurant if everybody knew what they needed to do and they did it consistently every single shift. So the reason you have a job and a title, if you're the manager, is exactly that, to inspect everything all the time, every single shift, right? And so we appreciate, if you're a restaurant manager, I appreciate we have restaurant managers who are pro consistency, following checklists, obsessed with conditioning the team, establishing those habits, and move the team forward. Let me know your thoughts on this. Where are you going to start? I do think you need to start small, as we talked about. Create a master manager checklist and be excited as you move the team forward, implementing little changes that will have big impact a few months down the road.